Hello, everyone. Welcome to a review for Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai, Episode 2. Get this shared here. They start off with a little review of the end of the last episode. Elle and Green show up at the pharmacy. Grandpa hides the rest of the family in back while he attempts to get rid of Green. If I can have it stop at the right place. He's still trying to keep Grandpa. Apparently knows some magic. He's able to deal with the thugs pretty well, but unfortunately, Green knows a little bit more. See if I can get this scene properly. And Green just uses the Konami code on Grandpa. And unfortunately, Grandpa gets Shang Tsung'd. If I can just let this play for a second to get. Green basically takes Grandpa's soul. And proceeds to eat it. So I doubt we'll be seeing much of Grandpa for the rest of the series. It's unfortunate. He is the best voice talent in the series. Elle is understandably freaked out by all this sorcery. Sam and his mom take off. Dad tries to buy them time, hiding in an alley. Not too difficult, but Dumb and Dumber here walk right past them. Your typical goons, not too bright. Mom decides she's going to sacrifice herself to lure the goons away from Sam and the Mogwai. Get a little bit of just Sam crying over his family and freaking out. Him and Gizmo decide to settle down for the night. Giving the four new Mogwai the opportunity to break out. Mischievous little bastards head straight into town and proceed to vandalize a dumpling shop. Typical gremlin behavior. So, pretty good. Episode's flowing real fast, real smooth at this point. Creating a lot of mayhem. One of Elle's spies sees what's going on. And the leader of the new Mogwai, we all know what happens here. We have the broken clock to see the time. He has the dumplings. Things are about to get interesting. see where we're going. Sam is off with Gizmo to try to find the others. And this is where Elle tells Green that her little network of street kids have found the Mogwai. And he explains to her that her debt's not getting paid. He basically owns her because she's seen way too much. And I apologize for the airplanes. It's just that time of day. Fast forward. The dumpling shop. Overhearing the guy says he's paid to kill rats. Those things aren't rats. So we found the missing Mogwai. They thoroughly trashed the place. And now they are cocoons. This understandably freaks poor Gizmo out. Green shows up to take Gizmo away, completely ignoring the cocoons for some reason. I think there's a little oversight in the story. I don't see why he would care about Gizmo when he has the actual destructive things. And Green demonstrates his power after he ate Grandpa's soul. He can now mimic his voice and has all his knowledge. That's a good bit. The well-rounded powers, good thought-out character. I'm liking him so far. Green is about to steal away Gizmo. But all of a sudden, for no real reason whatsoever that I can see, except for the fact that he's a freaky, scary guy, Elle decides to hit him with a pan and basically just quit and is inviting herself to go along with Sam and Gizmo as he returns Gizmo to his home. No concern about the huge cocoons that used to be small little Mogwai. Even though Grandpa said that those things will destroy cities, well, let's just get Gizmo home. After some coercion, Sam and Gizmo do accept Elle to come along on their trip. They still don't trust her, but they'll have her along. Inconveniently, Elle can get a message to Sam's imprisoned parents. I don't know why they wrote that in. It may or may not be relevant. I don't see how. It's just extra for some reason. And they get the note. They have a little voiceover, which is pretty decent. But for some reason, it sounds like the kid started puberty between reading this and the rest of his dialogue in the episode. There must have been some huge delay. He sounds several years younger. Only during this letter. Everything else is consistent. They probably should have him re-record it. . And they're off evading the goons. They've hitched right on a train to get to the ghost city that Grandpa was describing, to try to get to the Valley of Jade to return Gizmo home. So our adventure is officially starting. A little bit of an epilogue here. Green is finally recovering just in time for the 4 gremlins to hatch out. This apparently comes to him as a big shock, so I guess he didn't know about him. So he may have just been concerned with the valley, but it's sort of promising. He gets the gremlins on side, wreaks a little havoc. I think the series has some potential. This episode, however, not quite as good as the last one. This had little gaps of like Green didn't know the cocoons offhand, and just little drops in what should be very obvious information for stuff he knows. I'm going to have to go 6 out of 10 for this episode. Okay, the series still has some promise, so I'm going to keep watching, and I suggest you do too. Though there will be a change. The rest of the series will be released on Thursdays, so these reviews will be posted on Thursdays. And that's about all I have. We'll see you on Saturday morning cartoons every Saturday. Take care, everybody.